So a few days after the attack on DC's National Guards, another one was caught, and yeah, there's a huge problem. So of course there's some problem with people coming from Afghanistan, and let's be honest, there are huge problems. I don't know why the fuck they were brought here. They shouldn't have been brought here. And they should be all brought back to Afghanistan. We don't need them here if they're gonna be violent and destroy everything and kill people whenever they freaking want. So it's time to send them all back, stop all visas coming here, and let's just hope for the best.
An Afghan national was arrested in Texas just a day before the National Guard
Mm-hmm.
shooting in Washington, D.C. DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin said the suspect
Yep.
also reportedly let in under the Biden administration, posted a video of himself on TikTok indicating.
Oh my god. Okay, thank God they at least caught him before he did anything. Let me guess. He said some shit on the TikTok, and that's what got him in jail. Let's see.
He was building a bomb with an
Yep.
intended target of the Fort Worth area. White House.
Yep, that's 100%. Fucking jail him permanently for the rest of his life. Every fucking you do not threaten people to make a freaking bomb. Get rid of him, deport him, or put him in jail permanently, or give him the death sentence. That's it. No sympathy. Let's just do one of those things and forget about it.
Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt posting, quote, the magnitude of the national security crisis Joe Biden unleashed on our country over the span of 4 years cannot be overstated. President Trump has directed his entire team to continue rooting out this evil within our borders. Our next guest is a U.S. Marine veteran who helped lead rescue missions during the Afghanistan withdrawal. Chad Robichaux joins us now. Thank you so much for your service, but also thank you for joining us this morning on this incredibly important story. You know, you did several deployments to Afghanistan. You fought alongside a lot of these Afghanis, and I think you probably supported helping some of them get out of Afghanistan during that disastrous withdrawal. What were the problems you recognized at the time with letting 80,000 Afghani nationals into the United States?
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
I said this on Fox News at that time. I said this in my book that I wrote 4 years ago when the NGOs were doing the evacuations. We were evacuating people out of Afghanistan, not bringing people to America. In fact, no NGO, no individual has the ability and authority to bring someone to America. The only people that does is the United States government. And during the time of evacuations, we were watching the U.S. military, forced by Joe Biden. I have to give credit. Our service members did an amazing job there, but forced by Biden's White House to put unvetted, undocumented Afghans on planes and fly them
Hell
straight to the
no.
United States and let them loose in the interior of the country. 80 to 100,000 of them. And when that happened,
Holy shit. 82. Yeah, that's it. Get them the fuck out. Get all of them the fuck out. Every last one of them. Every last one of them. What a fucking retarded policy. Yeah, I get it. You want to help people, but you don't help people by bringing them here and then having them bring all their problems into the US. You have to help them where they are, and that's it.
I knew immediately. I mean, it can't go well. Eventually, one of them has to be a bad guy and is going to do an attack on the United States, and this would
Yep.
happen. I mean, that is one scenario. We also have the border that was open every single day, and our country is just
Yep.
it has been just overrun by we don't know who, and this should be no surprise to anyone.
Well, one of the points, important points that I think that you have made is the fact that, yeah, okay, so some of these guys were vetted, but they were vetted to become contract workers for the CIA, not vetted to come and live in suburban America.
Yeah. Which is why they should have stayed there. I don't give a fuck if they were helping the CIA or working with them. They should have stayed there. Should have never been brought here in the first place, because that's retarded.
Yeah, look, I worked in the special operations community for 14 years. When I was in Afghanistan, I was a DoD contractor on a JSOC task force, and we had CIA trained Afghans working with us. We had JSOC trained Afghans working with us. We vetted them to work for us as combatants. And there's a big difference when you know the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Right.
They're great to work and it doesn't mean they wouldn't eventually be a good American, but the criteria of them working as a combatant doesn't
Right.
qualify them
Yeah.
to integrate in our society. There's a separate process for that.
Yeah. That just means they're good at shooting and killing people and helping them in operations there. That's what it means. It doesn't mean they'll integrate to society. They're just working for a goal collectively, and once that goal is done, the U.S. Army leaves.
It's the State Department's responsibility to do that. That's why when we got people like my interpreter Aziz out of Afghanistan, he had to go to UAE and wait 9 months for the State Department to do their
Right.
due diligence process to
Yep.
make sure they were safe to come to America. And
Well,
you know, Aziz is my friend; he's here.
Yeah,
Because
Yep.
you raise a really important point, because even if they were good, loyal friends and soldiers there, you know, the cultural differences are extraordinary. And you have two problems. One
Yep.
is the fact that maybe they have, you know, prior ideations about America. But the other thing is just the cultural shock of coming here. We don't know, you know, maybe coming here and the duress of being here for years, feeling out of place, the culture.
Let me check this real quick. I gotta check. I gotta check. I gotta check. I gotta check. Oh. Okay, let's see. In traditional sense. Okay, it's illegal. Where framework ties sexual activity which required. Bare minimum is 18 for and 16 for you. Legal does not recognize. Despite legal provision, enforcement of these laws regarding child marriages has been weak. Child marriage remains widespread, especially in rural areas. In 2015 survey indicated that 45% of Afghan women were married by the age of 18. The lack of formal documentation of such birth certificates or official records often makes it difficult to verify age, concluding in persistence of underage marriages. International human rights bodies have urged Afghanistan to raise the minimum age to 18 and ensure all marriages are based off of free and full consent. However, the current Taliban administration and enforcement of these legal protections remains inconsistent, and legal frameworks continue to allow marriage at a young age with parental or court approval for girls over 15. Okay, just making sure. So yeah. So yeah, there's still problems there, and they gotta fix that shit before they come here.
Cultural shock could also turn somebody against the United States.
Well, I mean, look, people, not a lot of people are saying this, and it can't be overlooked. If you're an Afghan and you gave 10 years of your life to fight alongside the Americans, and now the rug was pulled underneath you, we abandoned our allies there. We left the most strategic place in the globe, Afghanistan, between Iraq, Iran, Russia, and China, for the Taliban to take over their women, their children. So maybe and I'm certainly not giving an excuse for an Afghan that's here in America, but maybe they're here. They feel so betrayed by what Biden administration did. They're back here driving an Uber because that's the only job they could get. Meanwhile, their mom and their sisters back getting raped every day by the Taliban.
Right.
I mean,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
the Biden administration set up a very good scenario to be hated by these people.
Exactly.
And it's certainly an excuse, but it's a reality that we have to recognize.
Yeah, without a doubt, it is not any excuse whatsoever, but it does remind us all that that these were all stupid mistakes that could have been foreseen and avoided if they had listened to people like you. So we appreciate that, Chad Robichaux. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you again for your.
Yep. We spent 20 goddamn years in that place. 20 goddamn years. Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah, they should have been left there. They should. It's one of those things where they have to try to fix their own country. We can't just take everyone out and put them in here because integration's bad. But yeah, it's just one of those situations where we really just needed to leave them there, and that's it. But yeah, hopefully they can fix the situations there. But we need to deport everyone who was brought here back there. Like, not even close. They need to go through a process, as he said, with the UAE. They can't just like be flooded. They can't just be flooding everywhere. It's just like that out of nowhere. But yeah. fucked up. And thankfully, they caught that guy with the bomb before he did anything. Thank God they caught him before. That is seriously good news in like this like year of a lot of bad things happening.